Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm doing another Doctor's Assistant 1 video thing, behind the scenes so far even. That was interesting, to say the least. That was part 4 of the network out of 5, so yeah, we are wrapping things up and that, and as you can see here, there's going to be quite a bit of a maybe battle scene of sorts. I do want this episode, if you couldn't already tell, to be quite action-packed, and hopefully so far, hopefully this one has been, and I hope part 5 to episode 5 is also quite explosive, so to speak. The army men are supposed to be just like, unit soldiers and stuff. I had 3 more, but I didn't use these 3 for one reason or another. There are quite a bit of bits that I don't know, it just are a bit niggling at me, and I might not like, but yeah. We found out of that the cyber leadery person over there has found out that the spaceship can leave when they've found this mineral of sorts, so, these are unit soldiers, as I say, and this guy, if you've been more of a long-time subscriber person of sorts, you will know that this guy was in the network prequel. I introduced his character then and there. And as I say, so far for this episode, there's been 2 deaths. I think the professor guy over there, all the way over there, the professor-y guy over there, and the student person as well. I was really nervous filming this one, part 4. As, don't get me wrong, I do think parts 1, 2, and 3 have been decent and good, but I'm always very anxious to film these somewhat, I do them for fun, but there's always part of me that wants to just make the best thing ever that I can possible. The best thing humanly possible that I can do with the resources that I have, the very limited resources, unfortunately, that I have. But yeah, for example, it took me quite some time to think of a decent way to get the Doctor out of the situation that he was in over there. And that I didn't want it to just be proper Deus Ex Machina that he just uses the Sonic immediately, and because originally, my first thought was maybe he could use the Sonic and it would, short frame, malfunction, one of the, Cybermen's, circuitry frames and stuff, and then they'd be, spazzing out and be all nah, and then he could run out. But then the problem is, this guy originally was right outside the spaceship thing, so then the Doctor would be, cornered there, so immediately I was like, well, one, that idea sounds, 1, way too much like a cop-out, and 2, it sounds way too much like a cop-out, and 2, it, again, it'd bump into that other Cyberman, and so then I'd have to think of a way of getting rid of that other Cyberman. So as I say, the conclusion that I came up with was a teleporter of sorts, and now originally it was broken, and so if anyone's asking, so why did the Cybermen just have to leave the spaceship and then go into the university to get those cadavers? Why not just teleport from the spaceship to the university and get those cadavers then and there, and that way? Well, my rebuttal to that is that obviously at the time, that teleporter was broken and not working and not functional, and so, as I say, the Cybermen couldn't have just done that. They had to get out of the spaceship, and they had to, try and manually get the cadavers out that way and stuff. But yeah, I like the inclusion of unit of sorts, or some army men and unity people and peeps. And yeah, hopefully the last concluding part to episode 5, the network, will be rather explosive, I hope, and stuff. And as I say, I didn't want the cliffhanger, or the conclusion to the last cliffhanger in part 3 to be just Deus Ex Machina. I hope it's not. That has been agitating me, if you couldn't tell. Also, another thing that's been worrying me / agitating me is the fact that I've not really used Alex as much as I might have wanted to, so, but yeah, I think I'm gonna try and use her in part 5 quite a bit. I already know that I already have a few ideas for part 5, a few bits and pieces here and there. And as I say, I just love this sort of idea that there's this sort of grand sort of ending of sorts. You know, this is the last cliffhanger really to this story, or this episode 5, because the next end, or the next one, will wrap up the whole story, hopefully. As I say, we've found out that the spaceship's got minerals, or there's a sort of element on the Earth, mineral type thing, that the Cybermen need and stuff, and I have an idea where that can go. These Cybermen, though, are still on their idea of the primary objective. Their primary objective, in my head, all Cybermen have the primary objective of needing to convert as many humans as possible to get more Cybermen. But obviously, as I say, this leader now has its own primary objective of getting these minerals so they can just leave through the dimensional rift, or back through the dimensional rift of sorts, you know. But yeah, hopefully the next part will be good, as I say, yeah, I do want, hopefully, Alex to do some more stuff in the next part. Hopefully the Doctor will do a bit more stuff, but I feel like I've used probably the Doctor the most in this story than Alex. I feel Alex, a lot of the time, gets very much sidelined, which is a bit annoying. I don't know, I feel like out of the two sort of styles, what I mean is, like, I'm writing her or using her more like a classic series companion. You know, like, she's sort of cool and a good character and nice and stuff, but she just doesn't really push the narrative forward or seem to do as much as, say, the Doctor does. You know, the Doctor is the comedic, he's the, you know, the dark serious one, he's the comic relief, he's the one who's running around and, you know, spewing off, you know, scientific mumbo-jumbo and jargon, you know, left, right and centre, and Alex just seems to be the one who's the human character, just to say, you know, Doctor, are you alright? And that's about it. But yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe, I guess.